Hello and welcome back to Matt Hayes' Tottenham blog and to the first episode of Tottenham Fan Voice. This is a series that I'm hoping to start doing quite regularly on my channel. So what I do is I'm going to put out polls on my YouTube and Twitter asking you different questions about Tottenham, and like today, asking whether or not Kyle Walker-Peters or Serge Aurier should start against Manchester City on Saturday. So if you do want to get involved in those polls, make sure to subscribe to my channel here and also go over and follow me on Twitter so you can get your voice heard as much as possible. I also do interactive live streams on this channel, so again, if you want to get some more of that content, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload or whenever I go live. So as I said, the question I've asked today is who should start against Manchester City? Is it Kyle Walker-Peters or is it Serge Aurier? So to start, my Twitter, I didn't get too many votes on that, but it was a direct split 50-50 between Walker-Peters and Aurier, but I'm more interested about what was said on YouTube. So I put out this poll about an hour and a half ago, and there's been 46 votes in it, and it was an absolute landslide victory for Kyle Walker-Peters. 83% of you said Walker-Peters should start. George THFC said, so Kyle Walker-Peters can get experience against a top side and develop him for the future to be our potential starting right back for the next 5 years or so. And the Leachy brothers said Serge Aurier wants to leave, so they don't think he should start in the game on Saturday. Henry was the one person who said Serge Aurier, and because he has the experience and the physicality to compete against Manchester City. So it is fair to say that Kyle Walker-Peters with a landslide victory there. And now in this situation, I don't think it's too relevant to look into the stats, but I'm going to take a quick look at how Walker-Peters and Aurier have fared in their Premier League appearances so far. So Kyle Walker-Peters has only made 10 Premier League appearances. And Serge Aurier, his time at Tottenham has been injury riddled and he's only made 25. So it's fair to say neither of them are particularly experienced in the Premier League. But having a look at the stats, I think Kyle Walker-Peters comes out better. So as I said, he's played 10 games in the Premier League and we have won 8 of those with only 1 defeat. He's had 5 assists, which is averages 1 in every 2 games. Now I know there was one game there against Bournemouth where he got 3 in one half. So that is, I don't think that's a particularly relevant stat because a lot of that did happen in one game. But looking at his defensive stats, he has a tackle success rate of 73%, which compared to Aurier's at 58%, is for me a bit of a surprise. I would imagine Aurier would be a more solid player defensively, but this certainly proves that Kyle Walker-Peters, with a success rate of 15% more than Aurier, perhaps he's a better defender. Now Walker-Peters has made 15 tackles in that time, and Aurier, having made more than double the appearances, has made 69 tackles. So Aurier certainly has made more, but Walker-Peters does a lot better when he goes into them. Now in terms of goal conceded, they both conceded a little less than 1 goal per game. Walker-Peters conceding 9 in 10, with Serge Aurier conceding 21 in 25. So there is certainly, both of them do have good things about them, and their stats back up that they are quality players. But personally, with the defensive stats that I've looked into, I would lean more towards Kyle Walker-Peters. And I think it's important, specifically looking at this game on Saturday against Manchester City, because Aurier hasn't played since the African Cup of Nations, I think the quarter-final or something, when he picked up an injury in his semi-final. Maybe he was a sub when he injured himself, ironically. I think it would be very difficult for Serge Aurier starting a season against a Manchester City team who, they're Manchester City, I mean, they're an unbelievable team, and it seems to be that they have hit their stride this early in the season. Of course, hitting 5 against West Ham last week. And while Leroy Sané is injured, they could potentially have Sterling out in that left wing. He scored a hat-trick against West Ham and is certainly on the form of his life and has been for about 18 months or so now. So I think whichever option we go with, it is certainly a daunting task facing potentially Raheem Sterling, could also be the likes of Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Gabriel Jesus sometimes plays on the wing. So it is going to be a very difficult game against Manchester City either way. But it certainly does seem that the majority of Tottenham fans are looking towards Kyle Walker-Peters. And in that game last week against Aston Villa, he was one of the best players on the pitch. It has to be said. He caused a lot of problems for Villa going forward, and while it was because of Villa's wingers, mainly in that first half, weren't really tracking back, it was mainly Anwar El Ghazi out there in the first half. I think it is fair to say that Walker-Peters had a great game. Now looking at the attacking stats, as I said, Walker-Peters has 5 assists in 10 games, compared to Aurier, who has just 4 in 25, which I think is a very worrying stat for Serge Aurier, because with the way we play, our fullbacks they play in really attacking positions and they are involved a lot in getting crosses into the box. And the fact that he does have 1 assist in every 6 and a quarter games, it is quite worrying for him. Now in terms of passes per match, Serge Aurier does just shade it with 6 more than Walker-Peters. and big chances as well. Aurier has created 7 compared to Walker-Peters' 2. Crosses, Aurier has a whole lot more per game than Kyle Walker-Peters. So it would seem to be the case that Aurier offers a bit more going forward, even though that final product as of yet hasn't been there. You also have to look at the fact that Aurier has 2 goals for Tottenham, whereas Walker-Peters is yet to get his first. I know one of Aurier's was a very fluky one across in a game against Brighton at Wembley that just so happened to fly in over the keeper. But it does seem to be the case that Aurier offers a lot more going forward. Now, one thing that is often brought into the discussion when Aurier is involved is discipline, and he's really let himself down in that regard throughout his career, not just at Tottenham. You all remember his debut against West Ham when he gave away a penalty and got himself sent off. Now, Walker-Peters in his time at Tottenham has only picked up 1 yellow card. He's of course never been sent off. And Serge Aurier in 25 games has 38 fouls compared to Walker-Peters who's only committed 6 in 10 games. So certainly in that situation, Walker-Peters would look to be a much better option. But I feel like in this game you can't really look too much into the stats because it's a one-off situation. I mean, it's not like we're looking for who's going to be our starting right back for the season. I personally think that will be Juan Foyt, but of course he's unavailable for this game for a number of reasons. But I know I've said it over the last week or so that I don't think Walker-Peters is the best option for us for the season ahead. But I feel like on Saturday we should probably start him because, you know, as I said, he's played in pre-season, had a very good pre-season and a fantastic performance against Villa last week. And even though he has struggled in those big games when he's been forced to play, I mainly think now of that Barcelona group stage game at the Nou Camp at the end of last year. Of course, it was his mistake that led to Ousmane Dembele opening the scoring for Barcelona. But I feel like he's just our best option for this Saturday. I certainly can't see Pochettino going with the 3 at the back because with the way City play, having 3 forwards and a couple of attacking midfielders, we just wouldn't have the numbers back there to deal with an attack if we did play 3 at the back. So it is going to be a 4. And I feel like it will be Walker-Peters playing there, and of course you agree with me having done that. Now, for those of you who didn't take part in the poll, make sure to go down to the comments below and leave your opinion on who will be starting in right back this weekend. I also want to know what you think about who should be our starting right back for the season ahead. Of course, there's 3 options at the moment: Juan Foyt, Kyle Walker-Peters and Serge Aurier. But whether that will be the case come the end of the European window, we'll see, of course. So make sure to go down there and leave your opinions be known. If you want to start a bigger discussion about Tottenham, I'll leave a link in the description to a Facebook group that I'm running, so make sure to go down and join that. If you also want to take part in a fantasy football league, I'm running one as well. Again, the link will be in the description with the code to join that. So if you want more content like this on YouTube or interactive live streams, please make sure to hit that subscription button down below and press the notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload or go live. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.